evening. Good evening, everyone online and here. So I'm going to get started talking about Realm this evening. So we're going to go over a lot of this in the next couple of weeks because it's a transition period for us. So like I was saying when I did training on Tuesday, Treb does this every couple of years. And I find everybody sort of panics, you know what I mean? People run out, they go and they buy, we're buying the old Authentisign, like the DigiSign and all are included in our membership, right? So just because Treb switches it up, I know it's a bit of a learning curve, but we kind of have to bite the bullet and just learn it, right? So I'm going to keep on doing a little bit of training and training over and over again on the different functionalities of all of this. We did a bit on SkySlope. I'm going to do it again and again and again and again until we all go, okay, Christina, really comfortable with it. And then it's going to be just like our web forms and our Authentisign, and we won't even notice the difference 6 months from now once we start using it. So whenever you see Treb pop up an option, hey, you want to use this program or that program, I get the panic calls. Hey, what should I choose? So last time we had the options between Stratus and Matrix. I said to choose Stratus, I train in Stratus, right? Sorry, let me just let some more people in. So if you're going to ask me what my choices, I'm going to say pick Realm for now. If you're unsure, you don't know how to use the system, because then when I do my training, I'll be using Realm, and you can follow along. Once you're comfortable with the system, you can choose Realm or Matrix. It's just the interface that you're using to get used to. So, really and truly, it's nothing really different. It's just how you're interacting. It's not like one person's getting more functionality than the other necessarily because they're using Realm or Matrix. It's just the interface that you're using and how you search for things. So until you get comfortable, my advice would be click on Realm if you want to follow the training easily. But if you love Matrix, it's not a big deal. You're going to see what I'm teaching you how to do, and then you go back and you're going to do it in your Matrix if you're using Matrix instead. Okay. Good evening. See, lots and lots of people joining. Everybody's lost on the Realm, right? So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over to our home page. Okay. And I got to say that I really, really, really like what they're doing. Okay. I know it's scary. We're going to go through a big transition here, but Realm is basically taking over Collaborate, right? So a lot of people are saying, oh, Realm is taking over Stratus. It's not really true. We had Stratus and Collaborate in our Treb system for a long time. And I always sang Collaborate's praises. I did training a couple times in this office on Collaborate. It was a really interactive interface and way to use our system to search for properties because we can really interact with our clients very well using it. So even though they're nixing Stratus, it's really not that Realm is taking over Stratus. If you used Collaborate at all before, you will see that Realm is really taking over Collaborate. It's very much similar to what Collaborate was. Okay. So if you haven't gone into your Realm at all, you'll notice that first of all, if you come into your regular homepage and you go to hit search like you normally do, it's going to give you the options of how to choose the different programs, right? Okay, of course, didn't do that probably because I've been logged in so many times today. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to go directly to Realm, okay? So we can go into Realm here from our homepage, and it's going to open up our homepage in Realm, okay? So the first thing I want to mention is if you haven't downloaded the Realm app on your phone, do it. It works just amazingly. So I know a lot of us go over to House Sigma on our phone or other programs on our phone because Toronto MLS, the Stratus system has never been good. It's never been a good app to use on our phone. It's not really super user friendly. Realm is. So make it your new tool. Sorry, I'll show you guys what the icon looks like. I don't know if you guys can see online there. It's a little blue icon with a white house in it. Download it because it is very user friendly and it's just as quick as finding stuff on House Sigma and that, because I know a lot of us have that habit where we log in and we try to look at House Sigma or something quickly, because by the time we log into our Treb, it takes forever with our clients and it's hard to see. But Realm will keep you logged in and it'll use the biometrics of your phone to log you in, even if you log out, like your face biometrics and stuff like that. So it's a really quick log. And if your client's asking you a question, especially when you're standing in a property, maybe they'll say, oh, that one's for sale across the street, you know, and you can look it up real quick on your phone. And it's a more reliable source for us because when we're looking up House Sigma and that, it's not necessarily, you know, a lot of them have projected numbers on them and what they think the price it'll sell for. We all know they're not 100%. It's always better that we go into our actual system and look. right? So that's the first thing I want to definitely mention is that you guys want to download it on your phone. And it's super user friendly now. It should be your new best friend on your phone when you're doing your showings and you're with your clients. Okay. If anybody needs help downloading it on their phone, you can give me a call. But it's pretty simple. You just go to your app store, and I know it's available on iPhone and Android as well, right? Okay, so we're gonna come into Realm now. Hopefully you guys can all see my screen there. I'm just gonna stop the share and come back in because I'm not sure 100% sometimes if that does that when I switch things. So in your new realm, there's so many beautiful things we can do. Now, the first thing we're going to do, like any other program that we set up, you know, if you guys sit with me and set up your Remax or your KB Core, I always go into your profile, right? Because you want to make sure your profile is polished and it's up and running because you're going to be sending all your emails and your correspondence to your clients from here. Okay. So you're going to go in and you're going to edit your profile. Okay, and you're going to make sure all the information is correct, first of all, for your realm. So your name, your email, the address, the brokerage, the phone number. You can put in some of your social media things in there. So you can see I've got my Facebook, my Instagram, stuff like that, right? But then we go to the personalization. So here, you remember when we were sending listings to our clients before, it would pop up just a automatically generated email. That might not be the verbiage that you would use or necessarily even the language you would use to speak to your client. So you can go and you can set it up and hear what the automated default is when you go to send emails and stuff like that to your clients, right? So I'm going to show you it. It says here, Christine Hazel Boland has invited you to Realm. I'm going to show you what that means in a minute because we weren't inviting people to Stratus before, but we're inviting them to Realm now. And you can go and you can change what it says here to your clients, okay? So make sure you go click on your profile and sort of mess around with this a little bit. You can put your e-signature in, you can change it around, and I don't know why it actually is misspelled here. You can change that, put your, you know, your information, your direct number and all of that in, your picture, whatever you want to do. Okay. Then we can go to our account here and we're just going to say, I want the start page. Most of this you want to leave as default unless for some reason you want to change it up. But you want to come right to your dashboard, which is, you know, the first homepage when we came into Realm, the Realm homepage. The search view, I'll show you what this means. Consumer, map and card, map and table. I'm going to show you when we're back on the homepage what those different options are and how we can use them. Okay. And then what time zone we're in. And then you can pick different colors. Again, if you want something a little more muted, you can pick the dark, the light, or you could just use the default. Okay. It's basically for your viewing pleasure, what you're picking that for though. So, and then the market areas, you can play around with this. There's different market areas, whatever you cover, you can click different things. Like maybe you only do condos downtown or whatnot. You can make it more to your specification of what you cover. And then the notifications. So I was explaining to you guys that this is really one-on-one with your clients, the way you interact with them. So you really can interact with them. We're not just setting up our prospect searches and sending it to our clients. They can communicate with us back and forth regarding each and every listing. So like I say, very akin to Collaborate if you were using it. It's really effective that way. So in your settings here for notifications, you can choose, okay, so let me just explain, like if you had set up a prospect for your client before. So anybody who's new, and I set up a prospect for you guys, thank you. I set up a prospect for you guys, you know, you set it up and you say, okay, they're looking in maybe Markham and they have a budget of 1.5 million and they'd like a detached home, right? And that's going to email it to Harry every single day, right? Now you can do it not only every single day, you can do it in real time, right? Which is amazing. So basically with the prospect search, our clients were getting an email every morning, sometime in the middle of the night, they get it, you know, 3 in the morning or something. They get an email from us from whatever the new listings were from the previous day. But say we're really aggressive, we're looking in a really aggressive area where things are just getting snatched up and getting preemptive offers in, and we can't catch a break, we can't find something for our client. I might ask them to share the listings in real time with our client, which is an excellent feature, which means as soon as it's loaded and it matches our client's statistics, it will send that email off to them, which makes you look like you're really on top of the situation with our clients. Because have you ever really been looking for something that's high demand, and you show them something, say I showed my client something today in the afternoon, and then they get an email in the nighttime and they say the next day, hey, I really want to view that property that you sent me this morning. And I go and I realize that it was loaded the day before and I got an offer that night and it's already sold. Right. So if you're looking for something like that, it really helps you to set your client up in real time. Okay. So it gives you different things in the settings here for all notifications, the ones you share with your client, the ones your client unshared, the ones that whether they updated something, whether they confirmed their account. All of this you'll understand a little bit more when I show you when we're setting up our client. So basically, they're also going to set up an account in Realm when you're interacting with your client directly, when you're doing client a property search. Whether you added a document or they added a document, whether they deleted, so you can add and load documents in here. Whether they unsubscribe from your email, you get the gist of it here. You guys can read through all of it and see. And each one has the drop-down menu where you can do it in real time, daily, or never. Okay, so say you never want to know if there was a note added to a listing, you could say never, right? Or you want to know every time they share a listing. So say you send it to your client and then they go and they share it with their friend, potentially it's something that they're interested in. It's going to give you a little notification saying, hey, you know what? It just got shared. There's a little more interest in that property that you sent them. So a lot more functionality than just our regular everyday prospect search. It gives us a lot more interaction between our clients. So that's all in your profile there. So first things first, when you come in, you should go in and you should make sure that you're setting up your profile. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the home screen. So anytime you want to go back to your home screen or the dashboard, as they call it in Realm, you're going to click on the Realm logo there. 1 second, I just want to get rid of these Zoom things out of my way. Okay, so we're going to take a little tour of the icons here at the top. So again, like I say, scary, ooh, new scary program, what do we do? It's okay, things are just in a different spot. Everything you're looking for is still there. So we used to log into the Stratus. How about I do it in tandem? Let's go here. We're going to go into our Stratus, since we had the capability of going back. And on our Stratus dashboard, we had sort of everything at our fingertips right there, where we had search, add, edit, contacts, homepage. We got Geo Warehouse here, all on the left column, on the left gray column. Okay. We're simply going to find that here in the little Rubik's Cube and the little dots up here on the top right of our screen. Everything we found in that left toolbar is at the top right of our screen here. So we can click on it and we can see here, we can do profile, we can do our CMAs, our listing inventory, which is our personal listing inventory. So you click on that, it'll show you active and inactive properties, whether you sold, leased, terminated, whatever, for your listings. Okay. Notice pages, sold statistics. I'm just brushing over these a lot because I don't want to get too in depth with this right now. I sort of want to start from the basics and we'll go on as we go on during the weeks. But this is sort of where everything is here. See, our classic CMA, training webinars, our Geo Warehouses in here. So anything you're looking for that would have been in that sort of left gray bar will be here, except for a few things. And I'll show you what those few things are. Okay. The next icon is house. It's just home. Same thing as if you're clicking on the Realm icon. So it'll take us to the same spot. So it'll bring us to our dashboard again here. Okay. The bell here is for notifications. So I told you it's very interactive. So if our client shares it, likes it, responds to our email, does something, a notification will come up here. You'll get the little red dot saying, you have a notification. And then here is our direct communication with our clients. So it works just like an email in here, people asking things about different properties and whatnot. It'll be in here under your messages. Okay. Documents. So we have a way to directly share documents with our clients. So if we have, I was just playing around with a few pictures and files just to get used to it. Like you say here, I've uploaded a survey. So maybe my client would like to share the survey, or I'd like to share the survey that's on the listing with them. I can do it directly through here under the document section. Okay. And then we're going to get into our contacts. So here's where we're going to spend a little time because we really want to understand what we're doing here in our contacts. We want to set them up properly. So you can see I fooled around a little bit and made a fake client here. So we're going to go and we're going to add a new client. So you just go to the top right here where this blue arrow is. And you see you can add a new client, add new template, import and export clients. Actually, let me just stop here for a minute on the import clients. If you guys need any help, I've been doing a lot of importing contact lists into people, everyone's KV Core and into their new realm. So if you have contacts stuck in Stratus, I can pull those and import it into your realm. Only if you had contacts in your Collaborate did it automatically import. Okay, so if you were using Collaborate, it automatically imported into your realm. If all your contacts are stuck in Stratus, I can help you with that. I can pull it into your realm. If it's in your Excel spreadsheet, great, I'll pull it into your realm. I've even pulled it off of people's phones, their contact lists, whatever you guys need. I can pull that document and throw it in here. So then you have all your clients sort of set up already in your realm. And it helps you get started. So any of you guys know that when you first start here, I always tell you to create that wonderful spreadsheet, your center of influence. If you guys have that, we can definitely pull that in, where you just started writing, your first few contacts, and you keep adding to it, pull it in here, and then you can use it directly from here. Okay. So from your contacts here, we're going to go to that top right button and we're going to click on add new clients. Okay. And we're going to let's use Jane Smith today. John Smith gets a lot of use in my training. So Jane Smith. Okay. And basically the only three things you need are the name and the email when you're setting up your client. But you can put in anything else that'll help you if you want to store their phone number in here, if you want to say that it's a home search or, whatever. You can use all the drop-down menus, but the only three required things are the first name, the last name, and the email. Okay. And now it's going to tell me save and invite. Save and invite what? So you can just save them as a contact. But say Jane Smith we're going to pretend she's doing a condo search around the town center today. Okay. It's going to save and invite her. Okay. So I'm going to click on save and invite. Okay. And here's that default that we could have set up in our profile. So if I had changed it in my profile, it would automatically populate here what I had changed in my profile. But I haven't changed it. So it's just putting whatever the regular default for Realm is. Okay. So I'm probably going to change it over time now. Like I say, it's new to all of us. I haven't gone in and changed everything, but I encourage you guys to personalize this because you're dealing with your clients daily. They know what your verbiage is. They know how you speak to them. They know what kind of language you speak or, whatever the difference may be. I want to encourage you to go in here and really personalize it. Okay. It helps and it makes it seem like it's not just a regular email because I guarantee you a lot of your clients out there have talked to other realtors and in desperation for business, lots of realtors are setting your clients up on their prospect search. So you got to figure ways to stand out from the crowd all the time, right? You don't want to send that regular default email that all the other agents are sending. You want to go in and you really want to personalize this. Okay. So then I'm going to click send. Okay. And I just want to stop the share and I'm going to come out and go into my email because I want to show you guys what it looks like when you send it to your clients. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't always come quick to my email here, but I did send one earlier, so we'll go there instead. See here, this is the one I sent earlier. So it says John Smith. So I just set the one up as Jane, but we'll pretend that, it's John Smith this time. John Smith, you are invited. And there's that little verbiage that I said that you guys could personalize there in the body of the email. And there's that signature that we had set up, right? And then it's going to say, ask your client to complete registration and sign in. So they can actually go in and they can create themselves a little profile because now they're going to really interact with you in Realm, right? So I'm not going to go and set it up right now, but your client say would go in and they'd make their, little username. Maybe John Smith's username is Johnny1 and he gets to create a little password, right? And has his first name, last name, and his email there, which I provided already. And then they go into the client side of Realm where they get to interact with us. Okay. So that's what it looks like when you set up your client. Let me just go back to Realm now. Does anybody have any questions so far? Have you guys been trying to go on and use use Realm at all? Anybody? Have you guys set up your profiles in Realm yet, or clicked on it yet? Or everybody's too scared? You guys just keep on clicking on Stratus. You just go and click on Stratus, say forget about it. I'm not learning anything new today. Okay, we're gonna go back in here to our Stratus. Which one is it here? Whoops, that's not it. Okay, let me stop the share and come back in so you guys can see. Sometimes when I switch that screen, it definitely never brings me back in always. Okay, so we're in Jane Smith's profile here, okay? We just created her, she got our invite, and it's gonna let us know that we created modified invite, confirmed. She has not confirmed it yet. Once our client confirms and sets themselves up, it will confirm that with us, okay? So now we can do what we normally do in prospect searches, okay? So if we look across Jane Smith's profile here, we can see that her contact information is there. And then we have searches, lists, CMA, documents, history, notes, and manage, okay? So the biggest question I'm getting so far is what's the difference between searches and lists, right? So the way I can sort of separate it in your guys' minds is if you're looking at the searches, that's like your prospect searches, basically. That's the same thing as when we were setting up our prospects, okay? But now we can also create lists with our clients. They have the ability to throw stuff in and we have the ability to throw stuff in. So maybe we're going to go in here and we're going to create a list. So we go to our top right arrow here and we're going to create a list. And we're going to say likes. Maybe I want to create ones that they like. So I'm sending them prospect searches every day, and they're going to pull ones that they like, and they're going to click, and they're going to add it to the list, which I'll show you guys how to add to a list in a second when we do an actual search, okay? But our searches we're going to set up like a regular search, right? So Jane doesn't have any searches yet. So we're going to go and we're going to now try to search in Realm, okay? Now, when we come to search in Realm, what it's going to do is they're going to do our most recent searches or our most popular searches, and they're going to come up here on the left-hand side, right? So you can see stuff that I've either recently searched for or areas I search in most regularly. It'll just pop up here, okay? And the first thing you want to do is if you ever come in, the trickiest thing I found, and I'm just going to tell you guys right now so you get it out, click that clear button every time you come in, because sometimes I'm like, why isn't it finding what I'm searching for? And I'm getting a little frustrated with it. It's because whenever your last search was, Realm sort of stores it to figure you're going to come back in and maybe search for it again. So when you come into your search, just do yourself a favor and click a little clear. It does show if you have things picked in the drop-down menus, but sometimes you don't always catch it. So I'm just, as a habit now, I've started clicking clear before I start looking, okay? And now here I go again to say like it's the exact same thing if we were looking in our Stratus. So I'll go back to Stratus for a second. If we go into our searches, okay, we're doing residential freehold available sale. And when I click continue, it then gives me the options to start looking at the areas, the municipalities, right? So all those same things are here. They're just in different spots on Realm. So the first thing I'm going to go is ask you for location, which is not normally the first thing we were doing. Okay, so I'm going to pick, let's just pick Toronto. Okay, and we'll pick somewhere around the office, say EO4. And our favorite when we're training, Dorset Park, because that's where our office is. Okay, so now it's pulling up, and if I click done right then and there, it's going to give me everything in Dorset Park, EO4 that's available for sale, okay? And we have a couple of different ways to view it. So remember we were talking in our profile when we come into our dashboard, what the automatic default was, and it was asking us what layout we wanted. And I said, we'll come to that later, right? Here's where we can choose what we like. And it's all about how we want to interact with our Realm every day. So you can have the regular consumer view, which is what they call this view, which is where there's some thumbnails on the side and the map to the right-hand side, okay? You can go to map and card, which looks a little bit more like this. So the map is up here. You've still got thumbnails, but instead of that menu being at the top, it's on the side here. I find this is a little bit easier. I tend to spend a little more time in here only because all of the options are right there on the scroll down. Whereas if you go back to the consumer view of things, it's all up here and you have to pull down the menu, right? So I want to say for sale, freehold, maybe I want, you know, a minimum of 3 bedrooms, right? Done. Okay. But it all depends on what you guys like. Then there's the map and table view, which looks like this as soon as that bottom part loads. So a little bit not so thumbnail, more list view, like what we're used to looking into that first search when we first search in Stratus here. So if you go and I don't know, I'm just gonna pick anything here in Stratus. Let's look at Caledon. So more of that list view that we're used to, right? That's what comes up at the bottom here. And that's on the map and table. And then we have the table, which really is reminiscent of what we look at in Stratus. This is looking a little more familiar to us, right? And then my favorite is this map search. So I used to get so frustrated with Stratus going into our map search all the time, you know, that you want to draw a little clicky line and like, you know, some kind of shape around it. Their map search is so beautiful and interactive. You just have to zoom into whatever area you're looking in. So you just got to move along the map. You don't have to figure out where you are exactly. I don't know if you guys ever played with the map function before in Stratus, but it was so frustrating. So say I want to come here and I just want to look what's around here at Markham and Kingston Road. Zoom out just a little bit more. My client really wants to stay at Markham and Kingston Road. Well, here you go. Look how specific that is. Beautiful and easy to use. It couldn't be easier to use, this map function. So I really am digging that function in Realm. Go in and play with the different ways to use it. The layouts are all different. You don't have to stick to one. I mean, sometimes I find myself in consumer mode just because it's the default when I'm doing something quick. Sometimes I really want to look at a bunch of properties. I find I'm using this table view a lot more, probably because I'm used to it in Stratus, but it gives me, I like to scroll through it a lot more when I'm looking at the solds so I can compare and see what's sold in the area recently. Definitely this map function is out of this world. Use it. It's a beautiful function. So, I mean, it's just a little button there on the right-hand side. It takes 2 seconds to click and you can change up how you're viewing and using and interacting with Realm, right? Okay, so now we're going to go in. We said Toronto, EO4, Dorset Park. We want a for sale, freehold, 3 bedroom. I could go in and I could filter on price more. If you're looking at specific streets and names, you're going to go under more filters. So more filters over here. So you can say it has an upcoming broker open house, has an upcoming public open house. You know, the last status was a price change, whatever, all the stuff that we had in Stratus before, just in different locations. So last date updated, days on market, whether or not it's a link, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, the square footage. Maybe your client really needs a garage. You want to make sure it has a garage, air conditioning, whatever. The street names are down here. Or if your client says, you know, it was on that street, Canmore, but I don't know what number, you could come here and you could just search for it under the street name and type in Canmore here and see if anything comes up for sale there for your client, right? Then we're going to click on done. Okay. And we're going to pretend that we like this 5 Radisson. Okay. So now once we click on the listing looks different to us too, right? But again, all the information is there that we need, that we've always used. Just move some of the Zoom stuff out of the way, that we've used in Stratus before. So they're just in different spots, right? So we're used to seeing, first of all, at the top of our listing, the online appointments, the attachments to the listing, the schedules and stuff like that, if there's any disclosures. That's now located underneath the thumbnails here, okay? So you can see it says directions, view in Stratus, which I don't know why they're encouraging us to do that when they're taking us off of Stratus. Online appointment, our web forms, again, don't click on that because we're learning SkySlope now. Neighborhood guide, address guide, our geo warehouse is there, so it'll go directly to this address if I click on that. Alta Status Studio, I'm not really familiar with that yet. SkySlope forms and the property line store if we want to purchase any square foot information, stuff like that about the property, right? Our schedules and our forms are here also underneath the thumbnails, under the pictures, okay? You see our Agent information has now been bumped to the top instead of before it was at the bottom of the listing, which I think is nice because we're important too. I don't know why we were at the bottom of the listings for so long. I think it's nice that we're right at the top. And plus, as an agent, and we're going in, we always want to call the agent to see, the listing agent to see what's going on. We're always scrolling, trying to look for their information at the bottom. So it's good. And it gives us a quick overview, 3+2 beds, 4 baths, whatever here at the top, and how many days on market. Of course, the prices and the taxes are there prominently at the top, but then all the regular information is here at the bottom. And I think that this is a nice way to read it. You just got to get used to where to find it. Now I find it takes me a couple more minutes, but now I'm getting used to it. I'm like, oh, there it is. Or, oh, I know the room dimensions are like way at the bottom now here, you know, and all of that stuff. Okay. Now, when you're in your listing, you can do several things, right? So you can also click on the top to get to the quicker to the bottom if you're looking for specific things. So if you want to go directly to the attachments, you can click on it. So instead of scrolling underneath the thumbnails, it'll bring you directly there. Or if you're at the top and you want to see what the description of the property is, you can click, it'll bring you down. So also a really nice feature that you don't have to be scrolling on the whole listing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the top right here and I'm going to do a couple of things. I can either email this to my client if I think they like it, or if I've already set up a little interactive list with my client that they can like and view, because they'll get a notification once I add it to their list. I can add it to their list. Okay, so you can click on it. And I can say, I don't think I set up a list yet for Jane Smith, did I? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, when I was talking to you guys. So Jane Smith there has the list that we've created, likes. And I'm going to think that she likes this one. I'm going to tell her that I'm going to throw everything in there that I think she likes. Now I just threw it in there. Jane Smith is going to get a notification. There's a new listing in your likes. Now she's going to go click it. Hopefully, you know, everybody's really mobile these days. This is like really bringing it to our clients. Nobody really wants to check their emails and stuff. It's hard to see on the phone. Your clients can also download now and they can look and see, oh, she sent me a new listing. Let me go check that out. Right? So really, really good, really interactive. And like I say, once your client sees it, she might write you a note and say, hey, I really like that property, right? Where is that going to show up? Let's just go back a little bit here. So when we come back into the homepage or realm, our dashboard, if our client writes us something back, we're gonna get a little notification here in our message center, and it's gonna say, you know, Jane sent you a notification, and she'd say, hey, I really like that property you sent me in Dorset Park. Can you book a showing for me? Right? Or maybe if she shared it with her husband, or she just simply clicked on the little heart and liked the listing, it's going to notify you here where the little bell is and let you know your client liked that property you sent them, or your client shared that property. Right? So really, really getting to know what your client is doing, because a lot of times I find we're just blindly sending listings all the time and we don't know if they like them, right? And we don't always have our time to do our follow-up, which we should be doing all the time. We should be calling them and saying, hey, do you like those listings I sent you last night? The prospect search works really well for us. It does, but sometimes I think we forget that our clients are in there, and that we're sending them stuff until they reach out to us and say, hey, I like that one you sent me last night. So a really, really good way to sort of keep on top of how we're interacting with our clients and what we're doing with their sending their listings. Anybody have any questions so far? No? Okay, so if we go into our contacts, I wanted to bring to your attention that we are listed as #1 contact in our list. So when we're in there, we can create searches and lists for ourselves as well, right? So if you go and you're doing a regular search, say you always want to have a long-standing search for your neighborhood that you live in, because you always want to know, you hate it when you walk out and the neighbors, hey, did you see that one up for sale? And you don't have a clue about it, right? You really want to be on top of it because you're a realtor. It's your profession, right? You can go and you can create searches for yourself there. And you can keep on top of whatever you want, you know, whatever area you're looking out for. You can also create lists for yourself, right? And set yourself up there so it keeps what you like, you know, what you don't like, you know, and you can make different categories. I don't know, maybe you know that your cousin's looking for a condo around town center, but you don't necessarily want to bombard her every day with an email. You could create a little list or search yourself here, right? Definitely a good way to keep on top of it. So we're going to go back to the search function here. Okay. And whenever you do a search, you have the option to save the search. Okay. That's when you can choose who you're saving it for, whether you're saving it for yourself or whether you're saving it for your clients. Okay. So if you guys remember here, we're going to come in and click what? We're going to click clear at the beginning because we want to make sure we wiped out our search that we did before and make sure that we're not, wondering why Realm is so difficult to use, right? It's not. You probably didn't click clear. Then we're going to go to location again, and we're going to, let's go here and pick Toronto, right? And let's pick EO9 to be different, Dare to be different. And we're going to pick Woburn, okay? And I'm going to say for sale, freehold, so I'll leave those as they are. If you want to change them, you can click in there and say, maybe I want to look at the unavailable, so you just got to click. If you don't want available anymore, you have to click it off. So just be mindful of that. But right now, I think I'm going to look at available. And same with freehold and condo. 1 second here. Got people entering the room still. Okay. All right. So for sale, freehold or condo, here you can look and see freehold, condo, or commercial. You can still pick the different types. So if I change it to condo, it's going to give me those options for condo and not for freehold underneath in the drop-down menu, the sub-menu. Same with commercial. You can see it's going to give me the drop-down for commercial, whether it's land or sale of business or whatever that I want, but I'm going to keep it freehold right now. Okay. And then you can pick how many bedrooms or bathrooms. So let's say I want a minimum of 3 bedrooms and I want a +1 because I really wanted to have that basement apartment. So I'm going to pick a +1 bedroom. Okay. Narrow it down a little bit for us here. Okay. And I think that's good enough. You can go into more filters if you guys want to get a little picky and pick exactly what the price range is or whether there's parking spots or driveway or garage or whatnot. Okay. But like I say, keep on going in and playing around with it and get yourself used to it so you can see what your options are. But once you click that and you go done, now you're going to see all the different properties end up here. And you can zoom in on the map here on the side. It's going to tell you where these properties are. Right? Okay. And now I want to send this one to my client. Right? And I think I'm going to send this one to my client, right? And then I want to save the search, okay? Because I like the search. I'm going in every day for the last 2 weeks doing the search. I'm sick of going and doing that same criteria for this client. So I'm going to go and I'm going to save the search, okay? And the search name might be houses in Woburn. Whoops. I'm too short on this podium to type. Houses in Woburn, okay? And it's going to say, who am I saving this search for? So I'm going to save it for Miss Jane Smith, right? And you can just do save search from there, okay? I think I can also add myself on here. No, it's going to just say Jane Smith, okay? And then save search. Okay, so the reason why I don't think it lets you add, that was the first time I tried to do it, is because before, remember, you had the option that you always wanted to send yourself the email. So you're always getting the email that you're sending your client as well. So if they say to you, hey, I want to see that, but you sent me last night, you're going to go on it and send it. I set up on my prospect search like 3 weeks ago. I never sent you that email, but okay, yes, no problem. And then you're frantically going back in, seeing what did it send them last night, right? But here it's interactive because you can always see what you've sent them and whether they're liking it and whether they want to see it. So definitely a good feature for that. Did you guys have any questions? There is so much functionality in here, and I really like how they're making everything sync up and work with itself. So like when I did SkySlope and DigiSign on Tuesday, you have to wrap your mind around the fact that we used to have web forms and Authentisign so separate, but really and truly the SkySlope and the DigiCenter are working together so well. It's one fluid motion to go through your offers. I think it's going to be good going forward. It's just a learning curve for us. Same with the Realm. I find people weren't using Collaborate as much. They weren't seeing the value of using it. We were stuck in Stratus. But I think now that we don't have the option and we're going to go forward and they're going to cut us off of Stratus in 2024, you guys are going to love Realm, and it's going to make it. I mean, we're living in the digital world right now. All our clients are on digital. All our clients are on our phones 24/7. If we really want to be in the face of our clients more so than other realtors out there, your advantage is to use Realm, because you want to go and you want to tell your clients, hey, look, you know, the guy that's sending you the same, you know, boring email every single day from the prospect search, I'm a new age client. I'm not new age agent, sorry. And I can set you up on this, and they're going to have a little app on their phone, and they're going to be able to interact with you directly. And I think it's a much better way. So get on it, teach your guys yourself it. If you get stuck on something, just call me or text me, don't worry. And I'm going to be doing a lot more going forward on the different functionalities. I know I did the ad edit in Realm months ago, months and months ago, but I think it's really become in the forefront now. It's really in front of everybody because they're making us make the switch and everybody's sort of panicking. So I think it's time to redo that ad edit in Realm. And again, a little more SkySlope training in the next couple weeks. But like I say, if you guys need any help loading your contacts in there, I think I loaded 9,000 contacts off of someone's phone the other day. He had 9,000 contacts on his phone, and I was like, oh, okay. But we pulled it all into his KV Core and his Realm and everything. So if you guys need help doing that, let me know. I can download it off of just about anywhere and pull it into your Realm. Or I can help walk you guys through it if you're savvy enough, if you just want to do a quick phone call, and we can get you guys started up in Realm. Everybody good?
Thank you, Christy.
No problem. You guys are quiet online.
Thank you.
Everybody have a very good week. Don't
Thank
forget,
you.
this weekend is nothing, but next weekend is our office barbecue. So don't forget to RSVP if you haven't already. We have a bus driving us there. If you don't want to if you just want to come and chill on the bus, we're going to play some music, head out that way. It's about an hour from the office. But either way, if you're coming, RSVP and let me know whether you're coming or whether you're going to be on the bus with us too. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
You too. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.